Howdy and welcome to my video covering the top 5 hiking trails that you can find in the wonderful state of Nevada. First up, we have Bridge Mountain at number 5. Now, this is an absolutely fantastic trail for views of the Las Vegas metro area. Uh, in and of itself, it is just beautiful with all the red and beige rock that you're going to expose yourself to. The topography on this trail is absolutely wild. Some of the plant life you're seeing is pretty awesome too. It's just completely 3D looking when you're hiking this trail. Very, very astounding scenery. You have this bridge arch formation that you reach on the top of the mountain, hence the name of the mountain itself. It's very vertically challenging. You have a lot of areas where you do have to kind of just sucker up and go ahead and put your climbing shoes on and get on up some pretty tricky obstacles here. I got my friend coming up this pretty tricky cliff here. And this is pretty prevalent throughout the entire hike. So if you have a little bit of an adventurous nature, I definitely recommend this. Up next, we have Mount Rose. This is the major dominant mountain that you'll see outside of the Reno metro area. Absolutely beautiful mountain, part of the Sierra Nevadas, right outside of Lake Tahoe. Here we have Galena Falls, beautiful waterfall, Red Rock Fall that you can see when you're doing this hike here. About 10 miles long. You're going to have astounding views of Lake Tahoe as you make your way up here, as well as this waterfall that I was mentioning before. And you go through meadows, you go through alpine forest. Not what you would think of when you think of Nevada, but it's absolutely beautiful. Great views of the Reno area also. Next up, we have the most challenging day hike on this list, the Mount Charleston Loop. So this starts you off on the south side of Mount Charleston, which is a little mountain community just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. And you follow this loop up in about a 16 to 17-mile loop, gaining more than a vertical mile to get to the top of this absolutely majestic peak. This peak is actually the tallest mountain within the Mojave Desert. Beautiful views of the Las Vegas metro and beautiful views of the surrounding forest and cliffs. It truly is something that you would not expect to find right outside of Las Vegas, but that just makes it all the sweeter. In my opinion, this is one of the best trails in the entire nation, if not just Nevada by itself. The cliffs are so massive when you're up next to them, and if you happen to go after a wet season, some of these cliffs have waterfalls coming off of them, and the views that you get at the top are some of the most amazing 360s. Next up at number 2, we have probably the most isolated hike on this list. Wheeler Peak is the high point of Great Basin National Park, found in the eastern middle part of Nevada, right along the Utah border. This peak is 13,000 feet tall in elevation above sea level. Absolutely astounding 360s at the top. The views of the lakes that you get while walking up there, as well as the ancient bristlecone pines found on its slopes, are absolutely astounding. The views from the top of just the peaks and surrounding mountains themselves are absolutely gorgeous. The aspens that you see while walking up are really incredible. A lot of them are younger, but they're just strung together very uniquely. It's an astounding park that I recommend everybody visits. Definitely underrated. Super awesome hike. Coming in at number 1 is the Ruby Lakes Trail right outside of Elko, Nevada. This was one of the most mind-blowing trails I had ever stumbled upon when I went on it about 3 years ago. You drive up this absolutely magnificent canyon called Lamanal Canyon right next to this really beautiful creek. But this trail takes you past some of the most astounding lakes you'll ever see, and there's nobody around. There's nobody doing this trail. If you want, it goes 19 miles deep, takes you past several lakes. I only went about 9 miles in and then 9 miles back, did about 18 miles that day because I just kept wanting to see more and more. Beautiful mountain peaks, beautiful isolation, 360s from the tops of these peaks that you'll crest over when you're on this trail. The lakes themselves are very untouched. Some of them are such a rich color of blue, you almost feel like you're looking at Crater Lake in Oregon or something like that. You would not expect to find this in Nevada. It's almost like its own little mini version of the Sierra Nevadas, and this definitely takes my top spot for the best trail in Nevada as a whole. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please give me a follow down below. You can also follow my Instagram, linked right here. It is Jack White in the Wild. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.